as much information being shared. So you can find those. Also, as of 2026, as of when I did this, we're doing this presentation, ChatGPT and Claude say that they do not save user conversations to train models. They don't use for free. So if you're using ChatGPT free or Claude free, they're saying that that information is not being used to train the models. And by that, they mean to train the AI. And things change all the time. So that could be different tomorrow. But right now their policies are, if you're using it for free, they're not using that to train the models. It's the paid accounts. So people that have the paid accounts, those are the accounts that they are using some of that to train the AI models. So some people prefer to just not have a paid account so they could just use it as a free user. But again, the paid accounts, like if you have for ChatGPT, if you don't have a paid account, it will cut you off. But it'll be like, that's enough. Come back tomorrow. Like, we're gonna work on that grant tomorrow. That's enough logos. You can probably do like 2 or 3 images, and it's like, no, paid. But when you look at the price of the subscription versus the price of, or the ability, sometimes you don't even have I don't even know a graphic. It's not even that I don't want to pay this person. I don't have them in my area. I don't have the ability or the bandwidth to research it. Okay, last, the paid or the business versions, they may store more data. You just always have to check the policies, and it's different versus every company that you use. So let's get into the ethical concerns. I heard people say they're conflicted. AI can repeat racial, gender, and class biases. I think I remember one day Dr. Woods was like, show me a picture of a farmer. And it showed like a white man in a field. And she was like, why did you show me that? And it was like, because that's what farmers are. And then we challenged it, and it was like, well, because I was programmed with race-based models, and I don't always get it right, Lindsay. And I was like, well, you need to fix it. And then it showed us a black woman with an afro, and we were like, why did you pick an afro? And it was like, I was just really trying to please you. And I felt this was the way to go. Like, I felt like this would suffice what you're getting at. So yes, AI can repeat racial, gender, because that wasn't just race, that's gender. Why did it show a man and not a woman, right? Access to device and broadband is not equal. So some people have more access to AI than others just because of the way the internet is. Some tools store or analyze what you type. So yes, people are concerned that, like, I ask AI all the time, what have you learned from me? And it'll tell you. And it'll be like, well, I've learned this, this, and this. And I'll ask, what are you going to use from what you learned from me with other people? And it will tell you that too. So you know that you are training this model. AI will sound so confident and be wrong. So you do have to check that. Data centers, this is a big one. So everything exists. It might be on the internet, but the internet is based in the world. Right? There are no servers without a building with a computer that is running that information. So in order to have AI, you have to have data centers. Data centers are incredibly harmful to the environment, and more often they're being placed in Black, brown, and low-income communities. And these communities, like in Memphis, other areas, are doing huge fights, similar to the environmental justice movement, where people were fighting to get dump sites and things not in their community. So people are bearing, Black, brown, and low-income people are bearing the cost of AI, and that is very deeply unsettling. And also, communities often are not involved at all in AI decision-making, where these places are going, what things are being studied. So all of these are ethical concerns. Yet and still, people still use AI. Because other people are, so yes, you cannot use it, but it still exists, and other people are using it, and they're using it to elevate their businesses. So it becomes an information gap that can grow and that can widen if people aren't able to access it. So quickly, we'll talk about the prompt and the power in the prompt. So I need a grant for my farm. This is something you can put into AI. Does this seem like a powerful prompt? No. Why not? I do want a grant for my farm.
It's too generic.
It's too generic. Okay, perfect. So here are some examples of some weak prompts. If I get a volunteer to read the first one.
Write something about soil.
Write something about soil. A children's book, a novel, a poem. That's just so much for it to kind of like, what does she mean by something? Help me with a greenhouse plan. Explain composting. Fix this paragraph. You think these will be okay, but they're all too short. There's no clear goal, and there's no real audience, right? So to make a more powerful prompt, we would say, explain soil health in plain language for new farmers. That lets AI know, who am I talking to? How am I talking to them? And for example, Amanda, you might say, explain soil health in plain language for a group of fourth graders coming from such and such area. That lets AI know, okay, this is a southern place, this is a regional, this is the age group I need to have. Oh, there's this TikTok thing, kids go 6, 7. Let me throw that in there for you. It really helps ground it. Create 3 options for a short greenhouse description for a workshop flyer. It gets you way more specific. You have an audience and you have a clear purpose. Rewrite this paragraph so it's clearer and easier to read. Use a little ebonics. You could put that in there. Do it as if you were talking to a Christian ministry group. It'll be specific in that language. It'll help you access and communicate in ways you might not be able to. Okay, last question. I need $10,000 for equipment. Is that a powerful prompt? Could someone give me an example of how they make it stronger? What they would say? How would you make this better? Amanda?
I need $10,000 to buy a very expensive kit that does that has a self-watering system for my urban teaching class.
Okay, that's really specific. So I need this money to buy a kit, and I love how you said it's really expensive. That's a fine detail. That the more details and specificity, that's my trauma. It's a hard word for me. I'm glad it's my least favorite word. The more that you give that, all those background details for AI really help it generate something richer for you. I always tell people it's not just how you type, it's almost like you were talking to it, like talking to a person. The more conversational you are, the better it can generate and give you information. So good job. Okay, final takeaways, and now we can do Q&A. So remember, AI is a helpful tool, but human input is still important. I always look at it like a hammer. You can build a house with a hammer. You can take down a house with a hammer. It all depends on who is using that hammer, their skill and ability, and their intention, right? So AI is like a hammer. You can do good things with hammers, bad things with hammers. Another example, fire. You can burn something down, you can heat, you can feed your family, right? So it depends on how you're utilizing it. AI is a great sounding board to help improve writing and clarity. So if you're trying to think something out, figure something out, and you don't have someone at whatever time you're doing this to reach out to, you can brainstorm and you can build things using AI. And also, you do not have to be an expert to benefit from AI. A lot of times I see people kind of get like AI is their teacher, and they get a little like they want to talk proper to it. They're afraid that like the AI is like judging them. It'll tell you like, no, girl, be you. The more you are yourself. AI needs to learn about everybody. It needs to learn about different skills, different backgrounds. So the more you are yourself, the better your product will be. And we can remove some of that unnecessary like fear and hesitation that AI is expecting you to come at it like it's a instructor. Okay. Thank you. So that is the end, and now we can take questions.
That was a great presentation.
Thank you.
So I wanted to ask, so which one is like, I don't want to say best, or better for presentation? If you need to create a presentation in a short time. I know we talked about just like which one is kind of faster. Because with charts, it will give you like prompts for each slide, but you still have to go in and copy it to the problem. If you need something like just the graphics or something like that, like which one is faster?
Yeah, to that, the chat GPT, if you're using that,
specifically say PowerPoint presentation, and it'll actually generate the PowerPoint presentation. You download it, and then, you know, some other, whatever else you want to do.